GSA and beyond. Richard.
Yes, well, like Radio Magic, we have two new guests with us on air here. I want to welcome you both. We have Paisley and Heidi. You want to introduce yourselves and describe for us why you were nominated for Queer Youth Leadership Awards.
So my name is Paisley, and I do believe that I was nominated for the Ally to Queer Youth Award because of my work with the queer youth for the last 4 years of my high school career, and directly with my Gay Straight Alliance Club on campus, in which we've become a very powerful force on campus, and it's fun and educational and welcoming and warm-hearted, and yeah.
Excellent. Do you mind saying which high school?
Oh, San Lorenzo Valley High School is my high school.
Okay, cool. And you're talking about the GSA these are springing up all over the place. That's pretty cool. That historically looking at some of the high schools and middle schools around Santa Cruz County have not always been the most receptive when it comes to LGBT youth. So it's good to hear that the GSA culture is alive and well and flourishing up in the mountains. So what is, let's Heidi, you want to introduce yourself?
My name is Heidi, and I believe I was nominated. Well, at first I really wasn't sure why I was nominated, but I believe I was nominated because I am an ally, and my son is transgender, and so with him being transgender, I really just took hold of that and saw a need for there to be just more acceptance and more love and more education out there.
Indeed. So tell me a little bit about the what does this nomination mean for you? I mean,
well, first of all, I was very moved by it.
Sure.
I didn't feel at first that I even deserved it, but we do have a transparent support group. And I do lead that, and I just thought that was something, that I do, and it's good. But I am really seeing how there's a need out there for families of transgender children and, adults to be able to find support and to encourage their children, to love their children, accept their children. And then it became very empowering to me once I realized, oh, wow, I have a voice, and I can use that voice, for something that I think really needs to be said.
Well, I know that trans recognition and support is really kind of the next big issue for, especially for queer youth support.
Right.
So I know, like, for my generation and for people that are even, older than me, trans was something that came later. That if you were anything, you were brave to be out as queer of any stripe. But having the space now to be able to explore gender and to be affirmed in how you feel authentically, I think is really powerful.
It really is. I'm so impressed with the adults who have had to wait just because of society and where we've been, and that they can come out as older individuals. And then for these children who are very clear at age 3, 4, 5, and 6 and on of who they are, and then to be able to come out and transition at such an early age, society is, becoming more accepting, not where we need to be, but it's definitely happening.
I think also medicine is catching up.
Absolutely. With everything that they have now for the kids, the children don't have to go through the puberty that they do not affirm with, and that is huge for when they transition.
Indeed. Paisley, you want to talk a little bit about your experience in the GSA environment, and how has it been for you being an ally? Do you have the support of your parents and your family in that role?
So I'll start with my GSA. I feel very passionate that my GSA is always, looking for the best ways to make everyone feel welcome, not just LGBTQ, but allies and people that are trying to figure out where exactly they fit in. And so it's social, and it's welcoming, and it's open, and I love that. And they've taught me a lot of things, and as an ally, sometimes you experience a little bit of reverse discrimination, but they always find ways to, create a space for me to feel welcome as their ally, as their friend, and as their leader. We can work together to find that balance and that safe ground. And moving on, even in my family, we're still trying to find that comfort zone where to fit in, and what works with, what is too much, what is not enough, and how we can be allies just for each other every day.
Well, I think that's so important, and that's the whole issue around recognition, and the fact that if everybody who knew LGBT person was vocal in their support of the community, didn't let name calling or homophobia or transphobia occur, in their workplaces, amongst kids or whatever, that we would have a much different society. And I think that it is, GSAs and supportive parents that, it's like coming out yourself, having to deal with that.
Absolutely. I think that, I know for me, been very supportive of my child, but then to actually verbalize it and say, I'm not just in support of my child, but I am in support of the LGBT community was a definite step for me. And, for me, it just boils down to acceptance and love, and that's all we need to do here.
And on a high school campus, you see, that wide range of diversity of these feelings towards, other people, no matter who they are or who they love. And, finding that place where they can always come and be welcome and be happy.
Do you have experience with Queer Youth Leadership Awards previous?
I have not, no. Okay. I didn't know anything about it.
This is actually my second year. I was the MC, the Master of Ceremonies, last year.
How about that?
It was wonderful. It was so much fun. And, not only did it help improve my leadership skills, but it also helped my GSA say, oh my gosh, we exist, we're out there. And that visibility is really important in a small area.
Sure. I think like in a school environment too, where you have students, maybe they're 3-4 years, something like that. After a couple of years, it develops a life of its own, that these things are a legacy that get passed from class to class.
We actually had the QYLA at SLV High School last year. So a lot of the faculty and staff got to experience firsthand to see what it was like. And I thought that was really eye-opening, not only for myself, but for them as well. And
sure, and education for everyone.
It's wonderful.
That's really cool. Wow. Well, do you have anything in particular that we missed out on you'd like to mention about the awards coming up this Saturday?
Please come.
Yes, absolutely. Support.
Excellent. Well, I'm looking forward to it. It's a wonderful event every year, and the resource fair that begins the day is such a good opportunity for all the local agencies like GSAs and anybody that has connections to youth or LGBT issues to network. Talk a little bit more maybe about what we talked about this a little bit, about being an ally. And, this is sort of one of the opportunities, even if you aren't personally touched by the LGBT community, to be an ally, to show up and to be educated as much as entertained, I'd imagine, by the event.
Absolutely. I think that for allies of LGBT that don't have a family member or, that don't know somebody very close that are allies, that is just huge to me. That means that they're coming, that they have this heart, of acceptance. And anybody, can come to this. And I just think it would be awesome if they can.
It's going to be really fun. I watched last year a lot of people come to the event that, hadn't heard of it before, and they didn't really know what they were getting themselves into, and they really had a good time. Not only is it something that you can go and realize, I didn't know my neighbor was LGBTQ or they were an ally, and, like you said, networking and
Sure.
finding that happy place where you can, come out as an ally or come out as whoever you are.
Yeah, I think that there's such a power to just everyday folks being role models. Heidi, like you were mentioning, you didn't anticipate this occurring, but
Right.
to get the recognition that you're doing something right here,
Absolutely.
it's got to be really, gratifying and also powerful in that, you know the support is out there, and dealing with LGBT issues, especially as a youth or as a parent in particular of trans kids, it can be so isolating.
Very isolating. I know that when my son, when we realized that we needed to transition him, I literally thought I was the only parent of a trans child in Santa Cruz, which I can kind of laugh at now, but at the time I thought I was the only one.
Sure.
And then when I started meeting other parents and we started coming together and formed a support group, we're realizing that, okay, we're just kind of, pretty normal people, and we have some amazing kids, and I just think that any kind of support for the LGBT community is what they need.
Sure.
Well,
thank you both for coming up to Closet Free Radio tonight. I really appreciate you being here and sharing your stories. Did we miss anything? Is there anything you'd like to add in conclusion here?
Please come see Waves of Change, QYLA 2012.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Thank you.